Hey guys, it's Rolando Rodriguez with xgains.com, where we got workouts that work, eats that satisfy, and everything else you need to reach your lifestyle goals. So today we're going to be talking about what I consider to be one of the most important tools in your toolbox when it comes time to cut, lose weight, and or make strength gains at the gym and in life, really. This applies to everything in your life, so listen up. And we're going to cut right to it. It's intensity. You have to bring it every single time if you want to make gains. If you want to lose the weight, if you want to gain the muscle, if you want to progress in life in general, you always have to bring the intensity, right? Sort of makes sense. Now, why is intensity important? Well, I don't know if you've checked out the X Gains blog post yet about where our weight goes when we actually lose the weight, but it's pretty freaking cool if you ask me. So if you got time after this, check it out. I'll put the link down below. We lose most of our weight through our breath. We actually exhale our weight. It's over, I think, 80% of the weight that we lose is through our breath. It's not going to the bathroom, one or two, and it's not sweat. It's actually breath. So think about that. And I actually use that as sort of a calming or a motivational thing that I tell myself when I'm working out, and either your cardio days, strength training days, or it could be your HIIT training days, whatever it is you do. But when you find yourself winded, take a second in your mind. Don't stop your workout. Just in your mind and tell yourself you're getting closer to your goal, especially if that goal is to cut weight and cut fat. Fat needs to oxidize, and when it's getting oxidized, that's how it's converted into energy, and all the byproducts are released through our breath. So when we breathe in and breathe out, we're losing weight. Remember that the next time that you're questioning whether or not you can go harder. And that leads me to my next point. You need to have some sort of way to gauge how intense you're actually going. Be it the treadmill. If you're on the treadmill, you can put it 3.0. That you start off there, and then you go 3.25, and then you go 3.5, and then you go 4, and then you go 4.5, and you're constantly either going harder or longer. But the thing is if you're on the treadmill, you can see how fast you're going. If not, just track your pace. So when you're running down the street, if you go by, Mr. Joe's mailbox, you say, hey, at Mr. Joe's mailbox, I've been running for 3 minutes. And tomorrow you want to hit Mr. Joe's mailbox at 2:50, 2:45. Or if you have your set 1 mile, and you're constantly trying to beat your time. When I originally started working out, it was all about mass, getting bigger, bigger. And then as I got older and cardio started to be more important in terms of fitness, and I wanted to lean out and sort of to change my body type, what became very important was more cardio. And since I hated cardio, what I did was I started with an 8.5 mile. And I said, I'm gonna beat that every single day. And what I ended up doing was 8.5 minute mile got down to a 5:45, and I felt like vomiting, and I couldn't do that, every single day, but I got it down to a 5:45 mile, and that's how I increased my intensity. Now I run 3 miles regularly, and sometimes I'll try to run faster time, or I'll go a little bit longer than the 3 miles, but I average about 3 miles, and I switch it up so I can switch the intensity, and I have to continuously make progress. That's what you gotta do. If you're a beginner, buy a heart rate monitor. You don't have to buy this one, and I'll review this one in a vlog later. It's got its pros and cons, but you need to buy something. When I originally started, I think it was a $30 heart rate monitor, and then I got a Moto Active, which was awesome, and they don't make that anymore. But pretty much I spent almost 2 years monitoring myself in every single workout. So now I know how I feel. I know how I feel when I'm in zone 5, like at 170 heartbeats per minute. I know that if I can't keep that pace up for about more than a minute, I'm gonna vomit. I know what I feel like when I'm at 160, when I'm at 130, when I'm doing yoga and I'm in the 90s to 110s, because I bought a heart rate monitor and I tracked myself so that I can learn to gauge myself. That being said, it's still really important to constantly find a way to push yourself. Maybe if you don't have a watch or a piece of equipment that can push you, you get a partner to push yourself. And if he's stronger than you, better. If he's faster than you, awesome. You're only as good as the people you train against or you work out with. Intensity is the name of the game, and you have to check yourself with intensity. You can't just say, oh, I'm going hard. I'm going as hard as I can. Try to find a measure. If it's pushing more weight, you know it. If it's you're having a heart rate monitor or timing yourself in that 1 minute mile, you know it. But don't just tell yourself, hey, I'm going harder. Don't even think about saying, oh, that's as hard as I can go, because you can always go harder. And here's the thing too, I've tracked myself for 2 years, and then I ran without a heart rate monitor for a couple of months because it was broken. Guess what? When I got my heart rate monitor back on, I had been slacking. I had been slacking even though I knew what it felt like, even though my time was fine, but I could push myself harder. So intensity is the name of the game in terms of weight loss. Remember when you're out of breath that you're losing weight, that you're getting closer. And remember that if you want to make gains, you also have to up the intensity in terms of strength, progressive overload. We'll talk more about that later. But the thing is that I want you to get from this blog post is, come with it every time. Increase your intensity. If it's increasing the weight, if it's running a little bit faster, if it's running a little bit longer. Remember that when you're breathing, you're losing weight. Find a partner. Find a fitness tracking device that works for you, and really start to gauge yourself and know whether or not you're upping the intensity. Track yourself and you'll eventually be a better you. So in summation, remember that intensity is the name of the game. If you're winded, you're losing weight. If you continuously bring the intensity, you're going to continuously get better and better and better. Track yourself. Don't just assume you're bringing the intensity. And if it's not a fitness device that'll keep you honest, get a workout partner. Sort of 5 tips to remember every single time you go to the gym. You're going to have your off days, but even in your off days, make it a better off day than the last, a more intense off day than the last, and you're going to get to your goal. Rolando Rodriguez with xgains.com, www- as in the symbol dash, not the word, gains.com. Website's down below. Let us know what you do to make sure you keep yourself accountable with the intensity, and or any tips or tricks that you think would help others out to bring their A game every single time and reach their goals. Let us know if you got any questions concerning this topic down below. www.xgains.com is the website. And I hope you guys have a fantastic evening. Peace.